That's my dad.
Wasn't that something, Gramps?
You just got it.
No, your drink?
Yeah.
Oh no, I just put it down.
I
My
made
hands
my
is
glasses
freezing.
for this one.
No, I just put it back
Chair.
because I want it, but
Can I help you?
my hand's
No,
freezing
I'll
for
put it
holding it for half an hour.
Try not to leave on my lap this time. Well,
Uh-oh.
if
he
Jim
laughed
Booth
at
hadn't
this.
come here from Memphis, I wouldn't get this chair, this question,
Oh, you know it's from him, huh?
because we have never resolved this problem.
Oh,
Resolve it tonight.
oh no. God, you know
What's the
going on.
question?
Way back in the days of the brownies, in the days of the Woodside House being built, I'd rented a house. Jim helped me pay for the rent, because again, I was poor again, and this was in Palo Alto. And it was a nice house. People had gone away for a few months. It was furnished, and I claim that Jim broke a rocking chair in the
I
dining
do
room.
remember.
He still denies it.
No, I just don't remember.
It probably
key
happened
difference.
then.
No,
What,
Key difference.
Daddy, wait,
I
maybe-
wasn't in the room. He and maybe these guys were all in the dining room. My bedroom was off the dining room. I heard it break. I'm the one responsible because I rented the house.
True.
Daddy,
Yeah.
maybe you should back up and tell people who don't
Let Jim
know
say
that
his
you
side.
lived in a house with all the Berkeley students
Yeah.
while
Okay.
you were
This
building,
is that Eichler
while you were
house?
building the house.
Yeah.
If you all will
And what were
forgive
you doing there?
Well, if you all forgive me, I'll make this quick.
You get 3 minutes, Jim.
We've had discussions on this. That night there was a lot of tequila and some other stuff, smoke in the air, and I reached down, as I recall, and I don't remember who was sitting in the rocking chair, but I decided to just eject them.
It was a good guy.
And it wasn't Guy.
I'm
It
not
was
sure I was
Randy, or
even-
I'm not sure who it was. But anyway, now after that, I don't remember. You're just trying to be a joke, and pull them out of the chair. And I found later that the chair broke, and Cal took care of it. Well, for 40 years or so, I have been agonizing over the guilt and how to rectify this. So yeah, you're learning. So I decided to go out and find a Swedish rocking chair and make it right. But having been to his very small house,
Yes.
it dawned on me that
That's
he had no place to put it. But I still had this quandary that I had to do something. So the $300 Swedish rocking chair has been replaced by Walmart $14.95.
All is forgiven.
I bless you. I know you forgave me many years ago.
Well, I paid him back too, indirectly,
Uh-oh.
but I was helping him move.
Good, Jim.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't my fault. I was
Sounds like you
following,
owe him something.
I was following him in company pickup.
Nice straw.
So I was following him, so he set the speed, and we were going on what now 101.
Yeah, 101.
That's a record thing.
And anyway, I turned too fast, and all of his records and his stereo.
All my
thing fell out of
LV
my
records
truck.
hit the
I broke.
freeway. He's out on the freeway trying to pick them up. He's very lucky he's here today.
Sorry. Couldn't do that.
They're all
So we were
scratched.
even at that point.
And some of the records didn't play very well. I mean, after you've been run over by about 30 cars, the fidelity's not
You
there.
gotta give Jim some records back.
So, Guy and Dawn, do you remember this story about the broken chair?
Yes.
Yes.
He does.
Dawn, do you remember that?
Yeah, vaguely.
It was quite a while ago.
So you had to pay
under the
a security
influence.
deposit, Daddy, or what? You had to pay a security deposit?
Oh,
or
I'm sure I
what?
had a security. It wasn't that big a deal financially, but I was upset that he wouldn't admit he broke it.
Well, I didn't. It wasn't that I didn't admit it. I didn't
Here
remember.
we go.
Have you ever drank tequila and then the next morning you had to chew your arm? Never mind.
And it's not like Cal wouldn't remember for year after year after year after year.
I didn't deny it. I simply said the truth. I didn't remember it.
All
That
good.
is the truth.
That's a good one.
So the story that Marcy wants to relate briefly is
What?
about the house in Palo Alto or whatever.
Oh, I wanted
Next
your
question.
grandkids to know the history of
Okay. After
Just
Nancy and I separated, I was living in a house in Palo Alto, and a guy who worked for me said, answer this ad in the paper. And Nancy and I bought this lot in Woodside, which she didn't like, and I liked it. It was cheap.
that.
But,
Oh,
no, she didn't like it. She
can I
didn't-
interrupt? Yeah, she did not buy it. You bought it.
I bought it, but with our money.
Okay.
From the house we sold. Okay. So anyway, I answered the ad, and it said that UC Berkeley students were looking to build a house for somebody free. So I answered the ad, and I went to Berkeley, and these guys luckily
For their
picked
masters.
me out of 5,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah, for your masters.
Why
So
did you
they're-
just pick
It
him?
was undergrad.
They were
Why
all,
did you pick him?
they were all seniors in architecture.
So why did you guys pick?
It was a class project.
It was a class. I don't
They chose
know.
him out of the group. You guys chose, or
Yeah, I
your
think-
Yeah, but the
professor,
instructor, Tony, liked somebody
Tony
else.
chose-
There were three finalists.
Three finalists, I think.
Did you guys get to pick or did your professor pick?
We.
It was a collective.
It was pretty
It
much
wasn't
I don't think I was
editorial.
the
It was
professor's choice.
collective. But I remember one of the guidelines was that we wanted someone who felt like they needed us as much as we needed them, because there was like, I remember the one woman in Palo Alto is like, you know, working with the Berkeley students was going to be like another pelt to hang on her award wall. I mean, it was that one didn't work out at all. And there was one in the East Bay, and
And you guys also wanted somebody that was really flexible and would like allow you.
yeah,
to
there had to
do
be
your
flexibility in the
artistic
financing,
work.
because we, you know, there's
And
no
your
way we could
artistic
get a
work, it
construction
had to be
loan. And,
flexible.
And I also had the lot, which was paid for, and
Yeah.
utilities were in, and southern
You
exposure.
saw the rocks,
They didn't know that they had to dig through tons of rocks.
serpentine. Yeah.
What I remember about you guys is what you told me you loved about Cal at the time was that he was flexible. Like if you said, "Oh, let's just do this," he would go, "Okay, go ahead." And he gave you some artistic.
Don and I had one
Watch you
argument.
closely.
Didn't
Money-
he,
money
didn't he
was
give
ti-
you some artistic freedom?
Money was
They each
tight,
had their own talent. Yeah.
and Don and I had one argument
That's what he liked.
Well,
Whether
Don
we'd
was a
have-
tough guy.
whether we'd have 2x4 or 2x6 studs in a wall.
Yeah.
And I figured, okay, I can only afford the 2x4. And he said, yeah, but the wall needs 2x6s. Yeah, but I don't. It's going to cost more. That's the only argument we have.
I was his neighbor. We lived in an apartment place, and
Yeah.
the way I got into it is he said, well, there's 17 of them,
That's
but
what
some of them need a place to live here locally.
I had a studio.
And by the way, this is
On Hawthorne Falls.
yeah. But what I'm going to say is not true, as I recall. But he said, I said, well, they can't rent any place. He said, you got to look at them. Nobody's going to rent to them. We need to get a house and let them live with us. And which is not exactly true.
So I didn't know you moved in with them, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah, help
Yeah.
with the rent.
Yeah.
So we rented a house, and I lived there, and Don
In Palo Alto.
and
Yeah,
Ben
with all these
and
wild Berkeley
Dude,
students.
What was the street name?
Shannon lived there.
No.
Not quite.
I'm not sure.
But
It was only 3 or 4
I came from the
guys.
military background, and suddenly I'm living with a bunch of Berkeley
Yeah.
undergrads,
Yeah.
and
No.
And we
hated
You were
smoke,
here.
any kind of
had
smoke.
pot on every table. Herman was there,
Herman
building
was
kayaks in the
outside.
garage.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's how, and Randy was there, and
Been friends a long time.
so that's how we all really
So
got to know each
Ben
other.
lived with us, right?
Yeah,
And
Ben
it
Yeah.
really,
full time.
it really helped me because Marcy was a freshman in college, or maybe a sophomore at that point. But it got me to understand the college kids because I'm living with them and seeing what the college atmosphere is.
It was kind of like Animal House because you come home at night and there'd be sleeping bags all over the living room because
People were
again
staying.
they would come over to have a meeting or whatever, so everybody would show up, and so when I came home I never knew who'd be there, and they were building kayaks in the backyard
Yeah.
and
Front
with
yard.
fiberglass, and they screwed up a lot worse than a rocking chair.
That's true.
But
I remember playing
I love
Frisbee
you
out in
guys
the
because
street
you
till 9
paved the
o'clock
way
at
for
night.
me.
yeah.
And when Cal came to my house and happened to bust me on spending my last $8 on pot instead of food, he was like okay with it because you Berkeley guys had like paved the way for me. And he's like, oh, okay, so you don't need any food for the next week? And I'm like, no, I need this Purple Haze pot instead. And he's like, okay, you know, this sounds like the Berkeley guys.
That's
sure
like he's
it did.
concentrating on you,
Bring
and
it
you were
around
making a
me.
wake, Marcy, for me.
Oh no, it's for me.
You were making a wake. You were going straight through Daddy.
But the Berkeley guys helped me. Because,
Oh yeah, these guys were,
yeah.
were right there.
Yeah.
They corrupted you.
Yeah.
No, they just helped me. They were the same
Well, it
age as
helped me too. It helped to keep
It
me
helped him
younger and helped to keep
understand.
me current.
Yeah.
Okay.
Next.
Okay,
Next question.